Tell my servant David, verse 8, this is what the Lord Almighty says, I took you from the pasture, from tending the flock, and appointed you ruler over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and I have cut off all your enemies from before you. Now I will make your name great, like the names of the greatest men on earth. You see, deep down, David is beginning to think that he's going to do God a favor. If he can build a bigger temple than the pagans around build for their gods, then isn't he showing that their God is even more magnificent? So David is going to magnify God's name and almost, as it were, do God a favor. And God says, it doesn't work like that. I'm the one that makes your name great. Now you see, in a certain context, it is wonderful for believers to try to magnify God's name. But not ever because they begin to succumb to the feeling that they're thereby doing God a favor. Worshiping God, magnifying His name ought to be the response of gratitude and adoration and thankfulness, not somehow saying, the pagans worship their gods, we can out-worship you because in a competition, we can make your name greater than they can make their names great. God says, you've got this entirely wrong. I make your name great. You are a shepherd boy. Not only have I made you a king, I'm about to make your name resound across the ages. Today there are countless tens of millions of Christians all over the world who know the name of David. They've never heard of Alexander the Great. They don't really know about King Tut. But David's name has come down to us across 3,000 years. And then in that context, God gives this amazing promise. The chapter begins, as we've seen, with a king with religious initiatives restrained, but now a dynasty with unending promise disclosed. A dynasty with unending promise disclosed, 11b. The Lord declares to you that the Lord Himself will establish a house for you. There's a pun here. David wanted to build a house, that is, a temple for God. God's going to build a house, that is, a household, and thus a dynasty for David. There's a pun. You want to build a house for me? You can almost see God smiling. I'm going to build a house for you.